William Shakespeare once wrote, "What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name, would smell as sweet." I wonder if Shakespeare would have felt the same way if some corporation had bought out the naming rights and called it 3Com Rose. Oh, you knew this story was coming. Welcome to 25 years of history and trivia at Pacific Bell AT&T. You know, this place. Bay Area sports fans got their first taste of corporate stadium naming rights in 1995 when Candlestick Park got the corporate name of 3Com Park. And it was not received well. Many fans vowed to continue calling it the Stick. Even the Giants would continue to use the name Candlestick in the media guide because the name change was initiated by their roommates, the San Francisco 49ers. However, the new Giants ballpark was a different topic. The private financing of the ballpark needed revenue, and when it came down to it, fans would rather have a corporate name than tax dollars being used. Also, since it was a new stadium, there wasn't the psychological effect of a change happening. The final approval would come from the name itself, Pacific Bell Park. The ballpark literally sat next to a bay on the Pacific Ocean, so there was something that felt appropriate about it. Related to this, in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. Wait. Stick with me. I have a point to all of this, I swear. Okay, at the very least, Bell got the credit. His Bell Telephone Company became the biggest telephone company in the country. It eventually changed its name on December 30th, 1899 to American Telephone and Telegraph Company. And with that, AT&T was born. AT&T would become the name in telephones until antitrust actions caused it to break up in 1984 into 7 smaller companies, colloquially called the Baby Bells. Pacific Bell was one of them. The Giants agreed to terms with Pacific Bell for the naming rights for 24 years with its new ballpark in 1996, announcing it on April 3rd. Well, unfortunately, corporations did their thing. You might even say they corporated. Only one day before the Giants announced the naming deal, Pacific Bell agreed to merge with the Southwestern Bell Corporation, aka SBC, one of the other Baby Bells who had been formed when AT&T broke up. The now merged company was renamed SBC Pacific Bell. The Giants immediately pushed for the park name to not change, but by January 1st, 2004, the stadium name was changed to SBC Park. Yep, corporations corporated. Again. Not satisfied, the new SBC wanted to become even bigger. Just 1 year after the Giants renamed their park, in January 2005, SBC bought the remnants of its former parent company, AT&T, and took on the name of the father. SBC Park, as a name, lasted for only 2 years, and AT&T Park was born in 2006. What had been a decent and decently accepted corporate name had turned sour and into the butt of jokes after 2 quick name changes. Although the AT&T Park name lasted 13 seasons, it wasn't very much liked as much as it was just tolerated. It didn't help that AT&T held 2 other stadium naming rights, AT&T Center in San Antonio, home of the NBA's Spurs, and AT&T Stadium in Arlington, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Some San Francisco fans did not care for any type of connection with a place like Dallas. AT&T officially held the naming rights through 2019, but offered the Giants the opportunity to opt out 1 year early if they could find a new partner. AT&T was apparently cutting back on its naming rights as they soon also tried to end their agreement with the Spurs. And the timing was right, because across the bay, the Oracle Arena would be losing its team, the Warriors, and Oracle wanted to keep its name in the mind of Bay Area sports fans. And such, Oracle Park was born, as they signed a 20-year naming agreement lasting through 2038. Oracle at least has local ties, as the Oracle Corporation was born in the Bay Area Silicon Valley boom of the 1970s, and was headquartered in the Bay Area. Yep, once again, corporations corporated. Just 1 year after getting the naming rights, in December of 2020, Oracle announced the headquarters of its company would move to Texas. Well, at least it's Austin, which is a lot better than Dallas. And at least Oracle was keeping a significant Bay Area presence after the move. So after all this, it seems that the Giants' home has a name for the next generation. But that hasn't stopped some fans from wishing that had a non-corporate name, with Mays Field being perhaps the most popular amongst them. However, even though the ballpark will probably have a corporate name for all time, that doesn't mean that the fans haven't had their voice heard for other names around the ballpark. Follow. I'll see you next week.